Hi, welcome to our pre-calculus. Topic today is sum and difference identities problem type 2. Type 2 here means reverse of the problem we had in the previous lecture. In the previous lecture we had this kind of identities. Two angles were given. We were calculating sine, cosine, or tangent of sum or difference of these. And in doing so, we were using expressions on the right side of this set of identities. Now we are doing this in reverse, meaning that the expression on the right is given to us, the expression on the right of this formula is given to us, and we are inferring the expression on the left. We are going from right to left. So this is the direction of application. Let's go take a look at the very first one. Tangent of 44 plus tangent of 16 over 1 minus tangent of 44 tangent of 16. Well, that is the right hand side of tangent of the sum. That is, if you were calculating tangent of 44 plus 16, we would have come up with the expression that we have here on this side. Well, what is 44 plus 16? That's of course 60. And what's tangent of 60? Tangent of 60, remember we insisted that you guys use a triangle. So if this is 30, this is 60, it's going to be 1, 2, and radical 3. Tangent of 60 will be radical 3. Or if you want to look at your table here, tangent of 60 is radical 3. Same thing applies to all the problems in this section, so we are essentially repeating this process. Tangent of angle minus tangent of another angle over 1 plus product of those tangents is the case of difference of two angles. Tangent of 167 minus 17. When we subtract them, of course, we get tangent of 150. Tangent of 150, again, easy enough to look up in the table. Let's go ahead and see how the reflection identities help us do the same thing. Again, simple thing is to go ahead and say, well, here's my 150 and here's the tangent of it, minus radical 3 over 3, and I'm all done. But how about pushing ourselves a little bit further? Tangent of 150, we say, okay, let's reason ourselves to tangent of 150. Let's assume that we know these triangles and we want to connect 150 to that. So, okay, where is 150? 150 is in the second quadrant. This is 150. Extension of this angle is going to be minus 30. So tangent of 150 is equal to tangent of minus 30, which is same as minus tangent of 30. And tangent of 30 I know is ratio of opposite to adjacent, 1 over radical 3 or radical 3 over 3. So this turns out to be minus radical 3 over 3. So again, we could have gone to the table, minus radical 3 over 3, or we can use odd and even identities or reflection identities and come across the answer we want. So here, if you want to use odd and even, the tangent of 150 is minus tangent of 30, and then be done like that. How about the case of cosine? Cosine times another cosine, sine times sine. That's the case of cosine of difference of two angles. Here is sorry, to hold the page as if I have cosine plus sine cosine plus sine. That's the case of difference of cosine of difference of two angles. And so here we have cosine of 189 minus 39. As a kind of a help in memorization in these kind of problems, whatever you're doing here has to be one of your famous angles. So if you make a mistake of adding them, of course you're not going to end up with a well-known angle. It's only the case of the difference that gives you a well-known angle. So that's going to be some additional help to you will not make a mistake. Cosine of 150. Again, cosine of 150, to reason our way, cosine of 150, here's 150. We take reflection in the y-axis, that's 30. 150 and 30, their cosine is going to be negative of each other. This is same as minus cosine of 30. And cosine of 30, from this picture, cosine of 30 is the ratio of adjacent to hypotenuse, so minus radical 3 over 2. Or if you wanted to make a shortcut, cosine of 150 cosine of 150 minus radical 3 over 2. How about cosine minus sine? Well, that's going to be cosine of the sum 108 plus 12, and it's going to be cosine of 120. And we said one more time, let's do this thing, 120. It's in the second quadrant. We might not be all that comfortable with that. What do? Take reflection to I end up in the first quadrant. But now the issue is that cosine of 120 and this one will be 60. One is positive, one is negative. This is minus cosine of 60, and so that's going to be minus a half. Cosine of 60, that one we better know from memory. Or remember this triangle, adjacent to hypotenuse, 1/2. One more, how about sine? Sine, cosine plus cosine sine. What is that? That's in case of sine of sum of two angles. So if I do this, this is sine of sum of two angles, 145 plus 35. Well, that is sine of 180, and sine of 180, we know that is just 0. Okay, so the problems in this case are quite simple, and you can do them quickly by knowing the identities. So until next time, good luck and God bless.